Hi guys, I'm back, and today I'm going to be doing the 7th update to my Pan Those Eyeshadows series here on YouTube. If you are new here, I will link the playlist for this project down below and in the cards for you to get all caught up. I love watching a good project pan all in a row in like a big binge sesh. So if that's how you enjoy watching content, that's how it will be organized for you. And without further ado, let's hop straight into the progress. So starting out with the palettes that have been in this project the longest, I have this Tarte Holiday palette from 2017, and I was panning the shade Lavish. Here's what Lavish was looking like last month when I had used it 12 times. My goal was to use it 3 more times, and I actually used it 5 more times this past month for a total of 17 uses, and here's what Lavish is looking like this month. As you can see, I have hit pan. I'm really excited about that. I really wanted to roll this out, this project. You can see the pan right there. And if I had hit 15 uses total as a goal, I could have rolled it out, but I had such a good dip on it, I kind of just wanted to see, like, if I use it a couple extra times, what happens. And with just 2 more uses, I hit pan. So this is another pan in my collection, and I am happy to be rolling this out and replacing it this month. The next shade is from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette, which has also been in the project for 4 months. Here is what the shade Rose Quartz was looking like last month when I had used it 8 times. I've used it an additional 3 times this past month, and here is what Rose Quartz is looking like now. There's definitely a dip on this shade, but I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to hitting pan. I really need to buckle down. It's been hard because I have so many warm, orangey, rose goldy, gold shades rolled into my eyeshadows and my pan that palette right now, and I have so many cool toned lip colors rolled into my Wheel of Lippies project, so it's been hard to balance those looks between like a bright fuchsia lip that kind of clashes with an orange eye, and then getting use on these shadows. So I'm gonna set a goal to use this 5 times in the upcoming month. I've never been able to use it 5 times in 1 month, so at least I'll be beating my previous progress, and then we'll be at 21 total uses, and then I think we're more in the ballpark to start seeing pans soon. So that will be my goal for this one for the upcoming month. The next shade is from my MAC Solar Glow x9 palette, and it's the shade Moon Rock, and this has been in the project for 2 months. Here's what it was looking like last month when I had used the shade 4 times, and I have used it an additional 4 times since my last update, and here's what Moon Rock is looking like now. This is a really beautiful shimmery gold shade, and I have been enjoying using it this past month. It's kind of a sheer color, so it works well, kind of tapped very lightly over the lid for a very like glimmery effect. You can see it there, and I like it, but again, I just have a lot of golds and things like that to pan right now, and I just needed a little bit of more balance, I guess, reaching for other things. So I'm hoping to use this also 5 times this upcoming month, and that's Rose Gold, and then there is Moon Rock. In case anyone was wondering, that's the swatch of Lavish, and gray is just not my color in general, I don't think. I used it a lot as a liner to try and hit pan on it, but I'm very excited to have this rolled out. Then my last shade was rolled in last month, and it is the shade Kitties from my MAC Amber x9 palette. Here is what Kitties was looking like last month. It's just a nice, easy to wear champagne shade, and I used it 10 times in the past month, and this is what Kitties is looking like now. As you can see, I also have pan on this shade. This has been super easy to wear, similarly to how I'm wearing it today, sometimes with a little bit of liner or something, but I found super easy to wear, and because of that, I was able to hit pan on it today. And so here is another shade that we have rolled out of this project. Isn't it just such a beautiful color? I am so like obsessed with this palette in general. I think it's a deeply underrated palette in my collection. So now it's time to randomly generate 2 new shades for this project. I now have a total of 45 eyeshadow pans in my collection, which is so exciting. And I have eligible 234 eyeshadows. I have gotten some new palettes recently. I haven't even opened them yet. Like, they're still in their packaging, and I want to do some like first impressions and things like that with them. So I'm not going to include them in this randomization until I try them, open them. So we're gonna work with the same 234 that I've been working with previously. And the 2 shades are going to be 117 and 114. Ooh, those might be from the same palette. So I'm going to go grab both of those and I will be right back. So I'm back and I have both of the palettes. They didn't come from the same palette. 117 is from my Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. If you're not from these parts, if you haven't been keeping up with all of my projects, this was my Pan That palette for 2024. Until I started having a lot of issues with a rash that was on my eye. So I just rolled it out, rolled in a new palette, and I haven't really addressed this since. So I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to roll in the shade, but if I get eye rashes after wearing this, I get like irritated skin on my eyelids, I'm going to immediately roll it out. All of the rules be damned. I'm not going to like try and use this 15 times. I'm just gonna use that as further evidence that it's expired and needs to be let go. The shade that was selected is Fling, which is this beautiful red right here. I'm really sad at the possibility that this palette might be on its last legs, because look at that. That is just stunning. And goes really nicely with the color story that I already have, which is great. So I am really, really hoping that I don't have any adverse reactions, but if I do, even if I only use this shade once and I get an irritation the next day, it's done. And then I will actually let this palette go in my collection, because most of my evidence was pretty circumstantial, but I haven't had issues with my eyes since like May. Like I haven't had any issues. So I think if I use this like once or twice and it comes back, then I can reasonably believe it's this. But until then, I will be hopefully hitting pan on Fuse. Then the next one is from my NARS Ignited palette. If you know, I had this in my project last year, I believe. Yes, this was in my palette last year, and I hit pan on the shade Supernova, and I rolled in the shade Fuse, which is this shade right here. I am pumped. I love this shade. Like this half of the palette is the magic. Like they are these beautiful, like glittery, think like Urban Decay cowboy sparkle, what is it called, Midnight Cowboy, something like that effect where it's a little bit translucent, has a lot of sparkle, maybe like a duochrome shift. All 6 of these shades are like that, and so I am so excited to be rolling this shade in. Oh, do you see that? Look how sparkly it is. Oh, I'm so happy with these shades. So yeah, this is my favorite color story I've ever had in this project. I'm not even gonna lie. These are 4 palettes that I love, 4 shades that I'm very excited to play with, and I cannot stop staring at all of the glitter on my hand. Okay, so that is everything for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so happy with everything that has happened in this video, and most of all, I hope you are having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.